Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, imagine the scene. The offseason has been buzzing with rumors, speculations, and honestly, a lot of strategic moves by every team trying to position themselves for that elusive Super Bowl. But one story that's caught everyone's attention, especially here in Atlanta, is the possibility of Christian Wilkins, yes, that Christian Wilkins, making his way to the Falcons. It's a move that could have major implications, not just for the defense, but for the entire trajectory of this franchise. And let's be real, Falcons fans, you know how much we've been craving that dominant interior presence on our defensive line. And Wilkins, a guy with a proven track record, might be just what we need to push us over the edge this season. Now, just to give you a quick background for those who might not be following every twist and turn of NFL offseason news, Wilkins was recently released by the Las Vegas Raiders. And honestly, it sent shockwaves through the league. This is a player who signed a 4-year deal worth a staggering $110 million, with $5 million guaranteed. That's a huge investment, and for the Raiders to cut him just after one season. Well, that's a clear sign that something's off. The official reasoning was related to a disagreement over a foot injury, which limited Wilkins to just 5 games last season. He managed to rack up 17 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss in that limited time, which frankly shows the kind of disruptive force he can be when healthy. But here's the thing, injuries happen, and sometimes a team's medical evaluation or their confidence in a player's recovery can be different from the player's own potential. Wilkins, coming off a breakout year with the Dolphins before his move to Vegas, was absolutely stellar. In 2023, he posted 65 tackles and 9 sacks, cementing his reputation as one of the most disruptive defensive tackles in the league. He's got the size, strength, and agility to clog running lanes and pressure the quarterback simultaneously. That's exactly what the Falcons need. We've been trying to bolster our interior line for a while, and while we've made some moves, adding a talent like Wilkins could be a game changer. Now, I know some of you might be thinking about the injury concern. It's a valid question. The foot injury isn't fully healed yet, and that's why some teams might hesitate. But let's be honest, in the NFL, teams often take chances on guys with injury histories if the talent is there. The potential payoff can be enormous. If Wilkins can come back to his previous form, we're talking about a player who can be a consistent force against the run and a double threat as a pass rusher. That's the kind of presence that can change the tone of a game, especially when facing divisional rivals or playoff contenders. And speaking of the Falcons' history with defensive linemen, this isn't just about adding a player to fill a spot. It's about strategic reinforcement. Our defense has shown flashes of brilliance, but inconsistency and injuries have hampered us at times. Wilkins could provide that extra layer of stability and intensity we need. Think about the impact he could have paired with our current interior linemen, creating mismatches and freeing up our linebackers to make plays. Plus, the locker room would be energized by adding a player of his caliber, someone with a winning mentality and playoff experience. In terms of the timing, the Falcons have shown a strong interest in Wilkins since last offseason. They were reportedly very interested in signing him before he chose Vegas, and sources indicate that he was also quite interested in coming to Atlanta. But of course, the Raiders came in with a higher offer, and that's how things played out. Now, with Wilkins available, it's a golden opportunity for the Falcons to revisit that interest and perhaps finally make a deal happen. The NFL is all about timing, and this could be one of those moments where a perfect fit aligns. Looking at the bigger picture, the NFC South is shaping up to be more competitive than ever. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have added some pieces, the Carolina Panthers are rebuilding with young talent, and the New Orleans Saints are always dangerous. For Atlanta, the key to climbing the division standings and contending again hinges on strengthening our roster and making smart moves. Adding Wilkins could be part of that strategic blueprint. His presence could help us dominate in the trenches, controlling the line of scrimmage and setting the tone for the rest of the defense. And don't forget, Wilkins is not just a run stopper. He's a player who can disrupt the quarterback's rhythm. That's critical in today's NFL, where passing games are so potent. Imagine him collapsing the pocket from the interior, forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws or mistakes. That kind of pressure can turn games around. Plus, his experience in high-pressure situations, including playoff games, can be invaluable for a team looking to make a deep postseason run. The Falcons have been building a young, talented roster, and a veteran presence like Wilkins could be the final piece that pushes us into that next tier. Now, of course, there are still questions. Will Wilkins fully recover from his foot injury? Will he be willing to take a short-term deal or a role that fits his current health status? These are things that will play out over the coming weeks. But what's undeniable is the talent, the potential, and the fit. The Falcons, with their aggressive approach this offseason, seem poised to make a splash. Bringing Wilkins into the fold could be exactly what they need to make a serious statement this year. As fans, we've seen the team make strides, but we all know that the NFL is a league of inches, of small improvements that can lead to big victories. Adding someone like Wilkins could be that difference maker. The defense needs depth, yes, but it also needs impact players who can command double teams and open opportunities for others. Wilkins, when healthy, is exactly that type of player. The coaching staff would surely love to have him, especially considering how much he wanted to be here last offseason. It's like a storybook ending waiting to happen if the stars align. So, Falcons fans, as we wait and see how this situation unfolds, I want you to think about what this could mean for our team. The potential for Wilkins to come to Atlanta isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about elevating our entire defense and giving us a real shot at finally breaking through that playoff barrier. The NFC South is intense, and every edge counts. With Wilkins in the mix, our interior line could become one of the most feared in the league. And that, my friends, could be the turning point we've all been waiting for. Remember, this is a story still developing, but the signs point toward a very real possibility that Christian Wilkins might be donning Atlanta Falcons colors soon. It's exciting, it's strategic, and it could be exactly what we need to get back to the playoffs and beyond. Just imagine the roar of the crowd when Wilkins makes a game-changing play, stuffing the run or sacking the quarterback. That's the kind of energy we want to see on Sundays, and it's exactly why this move could be so crucial for our future. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Wilkins is the missing piece for us to contend seriously this year? Or do you believe the injury concern is too big of a risk? Either way, your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. We love hearing your insights, and they help shape the conversation around this team we all love so dearly. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more deep dives into everything Falcons. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep pushing our team toward that ultimate goal, another Super Bowl appearance. Thanks for watching, and as always, Falcons fans, let's fly high.